Hey, what's happening? I'm Claudio, and today we're going to be cutting up some wood. I got a new chainsaw and a new chainsaw mill, so that wood that's there in the back, I'll show you how I did it. Stick around, swing it now. My father-in-law was in town this weekend, so he brought his chainsaw, and together we limbed up this walnut tree. Our property used to be a big walnut orchard, but the trees are super old and they're starting to die, so I need to start getting rid of some of them. While we were cutting down some of the branches, we noticed that there was a couple ash-throated flycatchers that were not happy. Looking a little more closely, we realized that up in the very top branch there was a couple little holes with a nest. So, of course, I strapped the GoPro onto the pole saw just to investigate. If you look really closely, you can see 6 little eggs down at the bottom of this opening. No, we're not actually cutting down the branch with the little birds in it. What I ended up doing was taking down the whole rest of the tree minus that one branch, and it sat there for a couple months before I dropped the rest of it. I didn't want to knock this big branch down onto the neighbor's fence, so me and a couple people grabbed a rope and we pulled really hard while my father-in-law made the cut. The branches on these walnut trees are actually not very big. I probably could mill them up and get one useful board, so it wasn't really worth it to me. We just cut everything up into rounds for firewood. A couple months later, once all the baby birds had left the nest, I cut down that branch and then used my chainsaw to cut the bottom of the stump. The biggest chainsaw that I had at the time only had an 18-inch bar, so I kind of just cut from all directions on the bottom of the stump. It didn't quite make it all the way to the center, so I hooked it up to the truck and pulled it over. To make the first cut with the bandsaw mill, I grabbed a ladder and shimmed it up so that it was level left to right. I drilled some small holes into the steps of the ladder just large enough to put a 3-inch deck screw through it. The head of the deck screws sit below the surface of the rail, so the chainsaw mill can just slide right over the top. I figured it was going to take longer to make each cut, but with the chainsaw being as strong as it is, it only took a few minutes per slice. This tree is black walnut on the bottom, and it had English walnut grafted onto the top of it. The base of it was about 26 inches, and then it tapered down to a little bit smaller up at the top. It was about 6.5 feet long. I just got done cutting my first cuts on the new bandsaw mill and did pretty good. Got 3 slabs done. Whoa, right there. And still got to finish getting all the rest cut up and then stack it correctly. But I got a bunch of stickers made up, and hopefully this will be good. It'll dry right and flat, and
everything's good so far. So it's getting dark Friday afternoon, so I'm going to call it quits for the weekend. Probably pick up again maybe Sunday morning, see if we can get some more cuts in without upsetting any of the neighbors. So we'll see. All right.
It ended up taking me a total of a few hours across a couple days to get it all milled up and stacked up here. This was my first time doing any kind of chainsaw milling, and I'm pretty happy with how everything turned out. I still have a couple black walnut logs that need to be milled up, and that's going to be an upcoming video, so stay tuned for that.